We're running in tonight, y'all. Let me just tell you, we were running in here tonight. We were running in here. So thank you. We got it together. Thank y'all for letting us know. So, hey, hold on. Let's say hey to the people. We got LeGarrette in here. Hey, LeGarrette. Monica, good to see you. Dr. Antonio, and we know Sharanda is sitting there. I see Sharanda, she on there. Stephanie, Kay, Lariva, Ari. Hey, did I miss anybody? Shanice, hey, hello from Harlem. Come on, Harlem Shake.
Right.
Okay, let me stop.
No,
okay,
don't do that. No.
That's all I knew. That's all I knew. But good to see you, Shanice. Thank you for coming in. Hello, everyone. We're so glad y'all came in. Hey, Drashmere. I love that name. I'm telling you, that is a serious, wonderful, strong name. Alexis, good evening. Good to see you. Y'all, come on. Y'all coming in early. I appreciate that. Y'all coming in. Y'all, we have so much to discuss tonight. I think it's a great topic.
Yeah.
You know, y'all don't realize y'all the one bringing the topics. It's the audience. It's my clients. it's social media. We don't have to come up with nothing.
No, just the people we talk to.
People
say they come in the house and they be like, "Hey, y'all do a podcast?" And then we tell them what we do, and they be like, "Hey, I got a question."
See, we will never run out of stuff to talk about. We will never run out of stuff to talk about. So tonight we are going to talk about a topic because we had some folks who brought this topic. I'm trying to remember.
It's actually a couple of different people, but this topic really, we've talked about it before. Mm-hmm. And early on in season 1, but we're going to talk about it again. I think
that was so long ago.
Yeah. Yep. But it's all around friendships.
Right. Because the people, now I know where this topic came from. Yeah, it came from a couple of things. Mm-hmm. Y'all, so we've had people ask us questions. Let me just tell y'all the type of stuff we get asked sometimes. People will tell me, I'm dating somebody and they told me get rid of all my friends. I'm marrying somebody and they told me I can't have no friends. I can't have friends with the opposite sex. And some of them don't even want them having friends with their same sex. They want to pull
I'm your
them.
Only friend.
I'm your friend. We married now. Now, in season 1, we were telling them how we believe that your spouse should be your best friend, right? Because as you all are becoming one, as you know a lot about each other, as you're becoming vulnerable and you're spending time with each other, Jay is my best friend. I'm his best friend. Ain't that right?
That's right. That's right.
Right.
So if I blink twice, y'all know what that means.
Shut up. You my best friend. So we believe that your spouse should definitely be your best friend as you are in a marriage and you're going along. Now, of course, if you got a best friend and you just get married, you still gonna say, nah, that's still my best friend. This is my spouse. But over time, that truly does become your best friend because the amount of time y'all spending, the amount of life y'all doing together, the decisions you're making. So it's just 2 things we want to talk about tonight because friendships are still important. Mm-hmm. They're important before you get married and they are important after you get married. And we're going to break that down tonight in 2 ways. So, Jay, I have this thought process that it's just me. This is Tara Boddie's opinion.
Okay.
That some of the best spouses are people who have had long-term healthy relationships. That is a Tara Boddie opinion. That because people were able to hold on to long-term relationships outside of their family, work through issues with people, learn how to have grace with people, they are more prepared for marriage than a person that says, I don't have no friends. So that, y'all go ahead, start responding because this is my observations.
Okay.
Over what I have seen is that there is more practice for those who have had relationships and friendships. These are not your family members. These are strangers outside of your bloodline you connected with in friendship and you were able to maintain that for a long period of time. I believe they have more practice than someone that's saying, oh, my spouse is my first relationship outside of my family members. I don't do nothing but hang with my family all the time.
Okay. I hear you. And I see where you're going. I have a different view on that because we come from, because I take you and I, because we come from 2 different backgrounds when it comes to friends.
Okay.
And so, whereas you had friends surrounding you, from, and I'm gonna even say from, and I think I said this from in season 1, from conception, you have a twin sister,
But she's
right?
not a, yeah.
But she's your twin. So
Right.
you've had
And
someone
she is
there.
my friend, yes.
Yeah, she is your friend. Whereas I, being the youngest, I have an older brother, and I wasn't surrounded with a lot of friends because I didn't grow up in a neighborhood.
Right.
I grew up on a main street. One neighbor was 90 years old. The other neighbor, I don't know. We really didn't even know them.
Right.
But I had associates. I had team members because I played sports. So some of those became friends.
Right.
Or even lifelong friends.
Right.
One of my lifelong friends I met when I was 6 years old.
Right.
But it wasn't that friendship basis of, I think, when I look at friendships, that person or someone that I could call on a daily basis, or someone I was in communication with all the time. It was a period of time in my life where I didn't go to school in my neighborhood.
Right.
So I had to build a friendship base in another area. I went to a different church that wasn't in my area, so I had to build a friendship base there. So I had different pockets of friends.
And you are proving my point, because you did not have these strong relationships that you were in constant communication with all the time. In the beginning of the marriage, it was a struggle for you to come outside of yourself and connect with a person on a I would say a regular basis. That was one of our struggles that we had, because I had a twin sister, because I had friends, and I had people that I was constantly communicating with. I had an expectation in the marriage that we would do that.
I got you.
You proved my point. Y'all see how I slid in there, and y'all see how I got him. You proved my point, because you came in and I had to kind of say, hey, Boddie, you kind of over there by yourself a lot. Or, hey, you're married, right? I know you like to sit there and watch TV by yourself, do stuff by yourself, hang by yourself, but you can't do that. You're married now. And there had to be a transitioning of you out of that single, hanging with myself, by myself all the time nature. Like, I had to kind of be like, hey, I'm not saying you got to be like my twin and be up under me, but there is a connecting, there is a talking to about things, there is a bonding that I'm needing in this marriage. And because you haven't had to do that, and everybody's kind of doing their own thing, we had to work on that.
Yeah.
We had to work on that.
We did.
And as you have worked on it, and you have adjusted to saying, okay, my wife needs this type of connection, wants a friendship with me. We developed our friendship even within the marriage. It had to be like, okay, Jay, I don't like football, but I'm gonna watch it with you, right? Because I don't know what they're doing. I don't understand it, but I'm gonna sit here with you and watch football because you're my friend. It's something that you like, and this is what friends do. Sometimes they do things they don't want to do,
right,
because of the friendship. But then I had to also say, you better sit down and watch this romantic comedy with me that you talking about. This stuff made me go to sleep. I don't want to watch. And I'm like, friend, do you remember how I sat there and watched that football game that I could care less about them grown men?
But it was exciting. There was excitement
to you. Grown men playing recess did not really excite me. But I know somebody gonna say so. But I did it for you. And I was saying, babe, this is the type of things you do with friends, because I like it. Come sit down with me and do this. So I got a few comments. Let's go read them. Shanice said, I think it depends on the friendship dynamic between it and friends that's a family member or a friend outside of the family. Oh, it is very different. It depends on if I have a family member that's a friend, because Shanice, sometimes them family members that are friends, we give a lot of grace because we're family. However, if you weren't my family, you did that to me, I ain't talking to you no more. But family give a lot of grace. So even when it's a family member that's a friend, there's still a different level of grace than when you have a stranger that's outside the family that I don't have to see you at Thanksgiving. We ain't got the same grandmama,
Right.
Let's see. Oh, hey, Mahogany. Mahogany said it's her first time catching us live. Hey, Mahogany.
Hey, Mahogany.
Good to see you. Drashmere says, I can see where Tara is coming from, especially when conflict arises in relationship. It's a little bit easier for that to translate in marriage. Absolutely. That's what I'm trying to get to, y'all. Because some of you are single right now, right? And you're saying, how do I prepare for marriage? That's what they're saying, Jay. And I always tell my clients, do you have any friends? Let's start there. Well, I got a few. You need to work on your friendships with the same sex and the opposite sex.
Yes.
Jay, there are people that don't know how to be friends with the opposite sex. Everybody they meet that's the opposite sex is a potential hookup, romantic interest. They actually do not know how to connect with the opposite sex in friendship. Yeah. It's either I'm dating them, I don't have nothing to do with them. Men and women that are like, oh, you had those men that say they friends with a woman, but they really just waiting on her to kind of connect with them. Right. But she told them no, but they still hanging out. Okay, don't go there.
Right.
But then you
trying to shoot your shot.
Right. And you have women that know this man is hanging around me. He say he my friend, but he still like me. We're going to get into that a little bit later because after y'all get married, we got to get rid of them folks.
Right.
But what do you say to these people who say, Jay, I don't need friends and you going to be my only companion? We know what that leads to in marriages because now, especially if you marry somebody who has friends and they're extrovert, you don't have none, introvert. They be wanting them at the house, Jay.
That's what I was just about to say. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. Why I come home? Every time I come home, it's somebody at the house. They need to leave. Go to their house. Get them out.
Y'all, Jay was bad.
I don't want them here.
Y'all know we like talking about ourselves because, we 19 years marriage, 26 years all together. We old in the game now, but we think y'all can learn from what it used to be because I am an extrovert. I have always had friends. I think I just collect them like dolls. I don't know. I just collect people. People are drawn to me. I'm drawn to people. I tell people I don't watch TV, y'all. I don't watch TV because I'm like, people's actual lives are way more interesting.
That's your entertainment. Yeah.
It just, y'all watching some stories. I'm watching the real thing in real time. So I enjoy people. I just enjoy people. I don't know what to tell you. I enjoy people. So I like having people around. I like inviting them over. A little bit more back then than now, but
right. Y'all, seriously, I would come home from work and there was a different car in the driveway, and I'm like, who's over here now?
My friend.
And it was now when we had kids, I didn't mind because they'll come over and they'll help somebody.
Yeah, they watching the kids.
Somebody change some diapers, and I'll take that.
Using my friends is what you're doing. Jay was cool long as they were watching the kids. I had to explain that to him. I had to say, Jay, can I break this down for you real simple? If we ain't got no friends, we ain't got no babysitters.
Right, that part.
Okay, when it's time for us to throw a little 5-year-old birthday party, ain't nobody coming because we didn't go to their kids' birthday parties. I know you hate going to these people parties. I know you don't like to go to events, but baby, when it's time for us to throw events, the guest list is gonna be short because you ain't giving to other folks. You're not spending time with other folks. You're not. I'm telling you, it was hard because even throwing Jason birthday parties, I ain't trying to put him out there, but Jay can be by himself. Like, I ain't going to that. I ain't doing that. I said, Jason. So when it's time for me to throw you a birthday party, I got to look through this list. Where your list at? Never mind. Take me to Vegas. I'm like, baby.
I can party with a lot of people that like partying. In Vegas, like, everybody want to party.
I said, baby, it's not just about, and this is what I'm talking about to my Christian folk.
Yeah.
The relationship building is not just for what you're getting out of people, but what God is trying to do through you.
Absolutely.
For some people. And I was like, Jay, there's some friendships God wants you to get and cultivate because there are things that other men need from you. And you need to build friendships. Now, he is the king of friendships now. Jay got all the friends and now I don't even want him no more. I'm like, y'all gone. But now I'm just kidding. Because now he's like, oh, so-and-so invited me to lunch. So-and-so. And I'm like, oh, again? Oh, that's nice. Look at you. Discipling for Jesus. That's great. But it is what I prayed for because I knew as he gained friendships, he would start to connect with other men. I'm talking to some of the men out here. A lot of y'all's connections and mentoring and growth going to come from having friendships.
Yeah.
Ladies, some of y'all ain't got no friends. I have met some of the ladies, some of my introverts who is like, I just be up there under my man and my kids. ladies, some of the assistance, mentorship, support, and knowledge you need is going to come from other women. I know y'all have been around folks that were bad connections. I do understand that. So some of you say it's just better for me to be alone and not have friendships. But there are some godly connections that God wants to bring to you in order for you to grow and mature, even to prepare you for marriage. Would you not say that?
I would agree with that.
Yeah. There were a lot of people that told me I was self-centered before I got married, so I can fix it before I got married. There were friends that like, Tara, I don't like the way you're doing that. And I said, oh, really? How am I? And then the other friends say, yeah, girl, you do be doing that. And I'm like, oh, man, now I need to change. I ain't say it that nice. But I'm like, oh, okay, all y'all saying this? Okay, let me work on this. So then when my husband is saying it later in the marriage, I can't be like, well, ain't nobody never said that to me before. No, he said it, but also my friends brought light to it before. So it's a real character thing I had to work on, because the people in my life are saying, we love you, but here is an issue, a thing that you need to work on. Right. So, Jay, before marriage, they need friends, right? But I want to talk about something a little bit more deeper, because a lot of people, once they get married, they dissolve all the friendships.
Which is terrible. Well, to an extent.
Well, to dissolve the bad ones.
Right. The bad ones should be dissolved.
Right. The ones that are not for your marriage, not supporting your marriage. But then you have people, Jay, that will not cultivate new friendships, especially with couples.
Yeah.
They're not trying to meet people. They're like, it's just me and my spouse. It's just me and my spouse, my spouse, and my kids. And Jay, I have seen that go bad.
Yeah. And part of the reason it goes bad, and even I'm going to touch on something else too, with friendships, having friendships with you being married and some of your friends are single.
Okay.
And why that's important too.
Right.
But the main thing, when you get married, the reason you don't need to dissolve all of your friendships, because you need friends.
Yes, you do.
You need people to help, like they say, iron sharpens iron. And we'll talk about the opposite sex in a second. But I know for me personally, I needed male friends, because when I had issues, when I had problems, just from a male standpoint, I couldn't talk to you about it.
Right.
Even though I wanted to, but I'm like, Tara's not going to understand. Tara's not going to quite get it. When I was having issues in my career, and, it was just, how am I being viewed, or how am I being approached when I walk into a room? It took some guys to really sit me down and say, hey, when you speak, when you present, do this, do that, try this, try that. And I'm like, okay, I can get that. But then when I start looking at things in the marriage, I'm like, hey, married man, when I go home, you've been married for a while. When I go home, this is what I'm doing, or this is the way my wife is responding to me. What advice can you give me?
Right.
If I didn't have friends and I'm just listening to somebody random in the barbershop, as I used the analogy last week, or, for this generation, social media, everybody we got a podcast. Hey, but, a lot of times people get bad advice from people they don't know, or people they're not connected with.
Oh, absolutely.
And so with friends, we can say, it's funny, with the men's group that I was in, one of your earlier podcasts showed up. They didn't know that you were my wife. They didn't know we were married.
Right.
And they put one of your videos in the chat. And it was like, hey guys, what do y'all think about this? And so it was funny. I didn't say anything. I was silent. I didn't say nothing. And so, they were just going in and they were talking about different things and different perspectives. And then somebody finally said, hey, that's Jason's wife. I'm
just out there loud on the internet, just causing you so much pain.
And I know we talked about it, but those friendships are so important, because a lot of times, if we don't hear another voice or another perspective, whose voice are we hearing? Whose perspective are we getting?
Their own. And a lot of times it's tainted. And what I have enjoyed about having friends in the marriage, and everybody thinks, oh, when you're married, you can't have no single friends. That's not true.
Right. You
can have very good single friends. My single friends, sometimes they support my marriage staying together more than married folks. Because they'll say, Tara, if I'm complaining about something, girl, be quiet. You got a husband that loves you, support you. He doing this and that for you. You, girl, be quiet. And don't nobody care about what you complaining about today. I laugh, because they'll tell me that. They'll tell me that before the married ones Sometimes the married ones, if I'm complaining, they complain too.
They agree. They're
right,
in
they're
agreement.
Like, girl,
Yep.
all of them be doing that. It's terrible. And I'm like, oh, let me talk to the single ones that still love men. So it's not depending on a person's status of single and married. It is the person that you're talking to.
Right.
I have quite a few single friends, quite a few. And they're around me because they say, you really encourage us toward getting married. You make us see the good side of marriage. They even, when they're at our house and they see us, because we are so regular around my friends, and they look at us and they're like, ooh, are they having a conflict? Are they arguing? Oh, that's how they came out of it. Oh, I saw. They watch how we even engage with one another, even when we disagree, because we will disagree in front of our friends, not arguing because we don't need to, but we will have this dialogue, and they're looking like, y'all so funny, y'all so crazy, because we'll go from don't talk to me no more to, I still love you, boo. And they see that, and a lot of them were saying, we didn't see that in our households.
Right.
We either didn't see our parents arguing, or we saw them arguing, but we didn't see the conversation that led to the makeup, the conversation that led to the reunification. And so when they're around us, those single people, and even some of my married friends, they said, Tara, you've made me a better wife watching you with Jay, watching you handle certain things. And my husband, he watches y'all, and I can see that he's seeing some things based on just watching the two of y'all interact.
Yeah.
That is what God wants. He wants all of our relationships to help others grow and help us grow. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you some things that I've seen bad in the past and go the wrong way. I'm having an issue or an argument, and I go talk to one of my homeboys, and my homeboy gives me advice. So now I come back home and I'm like, hey, Tar, I was talking to such and such.
Oh, God. And now such and such can't come over my house no more. You go tell him. And now I'm looking at him crazy. And people will do that.
And they'll do that.
They will do that. Yeah. Y'all wrong if you're doing that. If you feel some type of way, don't go get your little friend to co-sign with you and then say, well, Reggie said that you do be talking to me crazy. Reggie is no longer a friend anymore. They're no longer a friend at that point. Hey, Alyssa. Hey, Delary. Hey, Ronald. I'm sorry. I had to say them good. Hey, my friends. Hey, Latanya. But y'all be very careful with the type of friends that you have, but don't use your friends as an extra support when you're trying to argue with your wife. You may say, babe, I've talked to some people because I want to make sure I wasn't wrong. And they said that I'm not that. I don't do that because they've never seen me do that. But be careful with that, because just because you haven't behaved that way with your friend does not mean that you're not behaving that way with your spouse.
Sure.
Because this is two different relationships. So you need a circle of happily married people. Hear me, to my married people. You don't need to just be friends with married couples.
Right.
You need to be friends with happily married couples that you see are working together. They care about marriage. They love marriage. They want to be in their marriage. I am so grateful for the married friends we have. When we got married, y'all, we went to 8 weddings that year, including ours. 8 of our friends.
Within like a 4-week period.
Well,
some of them, 2 of them were later.
2 of them within 4 weeks. Yeah. But that entire year of 2006, there were 8 weddings. It was 8 weddings. Yeah. Like all the way up to the week before Christmas, we was at a wedding. All of those couples are still married to this day. Okay. These were just people in our circle. And my sister got married. My twin sister got married that same year. She got married in March. Right. And we got married in July. So we had a lot of people get married. What I love about our circle, I don't even think me and Jay could get divorced if we wanted to. I'm just going to be real.
Our friends wouldn't let us.
They wouldn't even let us.
Our friends would not let us.
We have so many people depending upon this marriage surviving. Our married and single friends. We could not ever say we just decided it's not working. Jay and I, we're still friends, but we would like to go our separate ways. They're gonna be like, I don't want to hear that. Y'all need to go pray. Let's get this together. Tara, we're gonna take you out of town. All the women gonna gather me up. All the men gonna gather him up. And they were like, y'all not divorcing. They acting like some kids that saying my parents not getting divorced. I'm telling you, there are people in our life that would not let us get a divorce.
Right.
We have enough friends that love both of us, that care about both of us. This is what I'm trying to tell some of y'all. Y'all need mutual friends that care about you and your husband, you and your wife. You need people that when they see the thing going downhill, you need friends that say, y'all got issues in your marriage, and you can share that with them, that they say, we're not going to let y'all fall. We're not going to let y'all break up. We're going to intercede in prayer. We're going to come together on y'all's behalf, and y'all sit down and talk. But no, we need y'all to stay together. If you don't have that type of friendship community around you, you're going to get a divorce and nobody cares. When you don't have friends, mutual friends in your marriage, your divorce affected no one. No one was affected by your divorce. So nobody came in there to help y'all. Nobody came in there to pray for y'all. Nobody was like, we're not going to have. See, I'm trying to tell some of y'all, because when you're trying to tell your spouse, we don't need no friends. When your spouse about to leave you, ain't nobody to talk them down.
Right.
Ain't nobody gonna say, no, girl, he a good man. I've been watching y'all, and he really is a good provider. Y'all just need to talk it through. Ain't nobody gonna talk to her. In fact, when you are not cool and connected to her friends, they ain't gonna have a problem with her divorcing you. You like, yeah, girl, get away from him. We glad because he ain't been good for you all your life. Y'all gotta be careful. And I'm talking both sides. When you don't care about being friends with your spouse's friends, those are your biggest allies. Mm-hmm. When things are going down here, those are the people that say, no, come on now. I think they're good for you. I think they're good for you.
And we're talking about the authentic friends.
The real
friends is going to tell you when you're right and when you're wrong. Mm-hmm. You know, you have to have those friends. You know, when some of my friends call me and they're telling me whatever situation they're going through, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Mm-hmm. I'm going to tell you, if you're right, you're right. If you're wrong, you're wrong.
Right.
And dog, you're wrong. You can get mad at me if you want to, but that's what true friends do.
Yeah.
And you know, it's something that, as you was talking, it reminded me, and I can't believe this still sticks with me till this day. It bothers me. When I was 17 years old, I was working a job, and I remember a manager was telling me how tired he was because this was his second job. And I was like, oh man. He was like, yeah, I got to take care of my wife and take care of home, and I got to take care of my girlfriend.
Oh God. Oh Jesus.
And I was like, what?
Oh.
And I'm 17. And so in my mind, you know, I already had this image and vision of what marriage should be like. Mm-hmm. I saw my mom and my dad and had an example of what marriage should be like. But I'm looking at this guy who seemed to have it all together,
right,
and is doing well. But he's out here telling a 17-year-old that it's okay to be married and have a girlfriend, and he support. And I think that's the part that threw me too. I'm like, dog, you supporting the girlfriend too? You working an extra whole job?
Yeah, he's confused
to make
and
money.
crazy.
And I'm just like
confused and then saying this to you like this a regular thing,
right? No. Right. And so I'm like, you know, so even that, I can only imagine his friends that are in marriages and coming to him for advice.
Oh Lord, no. Oh Lord, no. And that's what we're talking about. Like Ron said, real, not phony. We're talking about authentic relationships, because anybody that would support you harming your spouse don't care nothing about your spouse. See, I don't play with women that don't care about my husband.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And like, same here.
I don't, if I have an inkling that you don't care about him, we can't really be friends, because if I ever had to complain about him, I don't want you saying, yeah, leave him, child. Leave him, and me and my twin sister, we are a whole fool. We will play like that with each other. Like, say, for instance, one of us come and we say, he didn't wash the car today, and I asked him to wash the car. We say, leave him, girl, leave him. Because we're really being sarcastic with each other. Like, girl, nobody want to hear that.
Right.
Because we love each other's husband. Like, I would say my twin sister loves you like you her real authentic, like blood brother.
Yeah.
My sister, I can't even go talk to my twin sister about him, because she's just not gonna care. She's like, Tara, shut up. He's not doing anything to you. You are spoiled, and you need to stop that. And I have other friends. I think a lot of my friends like Jay more than me, to be honest. It's sad.
Y'all know what I got to do.
Y'all ain't got no help. My friends don't let me say nothing. They go, girl, shut up. That's how they actually talk to me. If I say, Jay was supposed to do this and he didn't do it, they're like, you'll be all right. I'm like, wow, do y'all? But they actually, and I like that they love him, because if I'm mad, I'm not going to have too many people that are going to back me up on being mad, or they're going to give me the right perspective. They're going to say, Tara, that's true, but have you also thought about this? Have you also thought about he was doing this? Have you also thought, because they really believe, they know Jay, so they know he's a good dude, and they're like, Jay wouldn't have not done that like that. That is not his thought process. So they walk me back. And I do the same for them. Like
Yeah.
we had this funny situation. We were at a women's group, our women's group, and y'all need to look into my women's group. Y'all, I do have a women's mentoring group. But we were on a retreat, and there was a lady there who was saying, my husband's mad at me because I went on a trip last week on a cruise boat. He wasn't able to get on the cruise boat, and I left him. And and we said, why are you leaving? She said, because his credentials wasn't right and he couldn't get on the boat. So I went ahead and get on the boat. So we wouldn't waste the money. And I said, well, whose fault was it that the credentials were wrong? It was me. I got the wrong birth certificate. I said, hold on. Whoa. All the women were like, whoa. We said, you got the wrong credentials, got on the boat anyway, left your husband. She said, but I connected with him the whole time I was there. I was calling him. I was sending him video.
That's just adding salt to the wound.
She said, and he mad at me because now it's this weekend and I'm here with y'all. I said, why are you here with girl? Why you here? If you don't take your tail back home, I said, first of all, leave this group right now. Go in the room, call your man, apologize to him for that foolishness because I don't know what she was expecting. I said, listen, baby. We love you enough to tell you are wrong.
Yeah.
I said, if your man got on a cruise boat and left you, you would be divorced. I know I would. I mean, like that, let Carnival keep you warm at night. You not with me no more. I said, how in the world did you get on a cruise boat, leave your husband for a whole weekend, and then you out with us the next weekend? Are you trying to keep your man? And she was like, oh, I said, please leave the group right now. You don't get to talk and chat with us and treating people like that. Go leave the group. Go make up with your man. And if he tell you to bring yourself back home,
you go home.
You go home. You know, you already had your fun. You had your vacation last weekend. And she was very thankful to us. Honestly, she was like, I didn't even see it like that. I don't know why she ain't see it like that, but she said she didn't see it like that. I said, honey, in this group, we care about keeping marriages together. We care about people treating their spouses well, their parent, their kids well, their family well, their friendships well. How we in here telling you about good friendships with us and we don't mind you disrespecting your spouse? Absolutely not. I said, because if he divorced you, we'd be the one having to deal with your tears. And I'm not about to deal with that. Go home, fix your marriage. But that's how we handle it in our friendship group.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's good for people to have friendships, but people tell their spouse, I don't want you to have no girlfriends. I don't want you going on that. What if he was the type of man, I don't want you going on them friend trips with them women? We the one got to come back home.
Right.
And apologize.
Right. Yeah, and it's funny because my friends scared of you for some reason.
I think they're
scared of you.
They are. I can tell, and I don't know why.
We could be out and your picture will pop up, and they be like, "Oh, you better answer the phone. It's Tara calling." You
whoa! Don't put me out there like that. Hold on. First of all, let's be clear. Your friends highly respect me.
Of course, they absolutely.
No, they highly respect me. They scared of me because they know I'm gonna say something direct to them. They be scared of what come out of my mouth. That's the truth. They be like, "Oh, there go Tara," because they know I am real. I am direct, and they know even if they tell me something, I'm gonna say, "Hey, I don't even know how to not be regular and direct." And so your friends, they know I can discern their spirits too. But like, you right with the Lord? You all right, sir? You good? Because you hang around my man, so you better be good. Because I don't let him be around everybody. I sense a level that they do have of respect.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I like that because they ain't trying to put you astray. I think they scared I would come get them if they tried to pull you astray and have you in them streets. They know that Tyra will come and flat their tires because you steer.
Okay, so there's a question in the chat.
Hold on. Carly said, tell us a little about. Okay, so real quick, y'all, I have a mentoring group of women that I have from all over the country. And if you go on my website, if you go on TyraBoddie.com, all the way to the right, you're going to see something that says Leaf. And I'll even have them put it in the chat. The direct website is leafmission.org. That is a nonprofit organization I started for women to really mentor them as a group. We have a lot of activities. We have a lot of group things that we do. If you are interested, go on leafmission.org and check that out. But it is a group that I have of women that I really do connect with and try to mentor them and Jay works with me. He is the only male in that group because he is our CFO, our COO, and he really does come and help us. But it is to help wives and women and single women, and just to really try to balance this thing out. So check this out. That's just a little infomercial. But
Melinda had a question.
Melinda
as
had
well.
a question.
Yep.
What advice would you give to a married couple who do not have friends in the marriage? Okay, y'all gonna have to start getting some, Melinda. Melinda, y'all gotta have to start getting some couples. So I think the first thing, good place to start. I don't know if y'all have a church home, but you need to go to a church that actually has a marriage group.
Yep.
That there's a marriage ministry within the group. That is, to me, the first place. That's the safest place. Most of our couple our couple friends that we met through church. I'm just be honest, if I can say, is that all? Most of them, other than a couple of neighbors.
Right. Yeah, most of them.
Most of them.
Yeah. Now that I think about it.
Most we met through church, and then I had some friends and looked up that Jay got along with the husband. When we talk about Angela and Jimmy, we've had them for like almost 20 years.
Right.
Me and her worked together. We got along well. So I'm like, hey, family trip. I forgot how you guys first met. I think it might have been a family. We saw them on a family vacation somewhere. They were on vacation. We went to Hilton, I think. And Jay and him got along superbly. And so we've been friends with that couple for 20 years. We even, when we visit back home, we stay in their home. So Jay and him talk, me and Angela talk. Again, I think she is more cool with Jay than me. That's her little brother. She has adopted him, and I can't say nothing. So I don't go to her. If I need to vent, she ain't the one, because she think Jay is the best thing since sliced bread, whatever. So I talked to her husband. He's still my friend.
I'm about to say, you and Jimmy.
We a lot alike. We still trying to like get saved. They so like straight up narrow, like, no, we're paying full price for the thing. And me and Jimmy like, man, get a coupon, man, hustle them down. Like we a little different. But we have found couples, friends, and groups. And y'all, it's not just about the couple getting along with both of y'all. You need friends that just care about you staying married and happy.
Yeah.
You need a friend that you say, they say, no, I like what this marriage has done with you. Y'all are growing. Y'all are healthy. Girls, stay in there. I tell women all the time, I'm not about to talk none of y'all out of your marriages when I know what's out here on the outside. Right. I'm not going to talk y'all out of your marriage. That is not my job. My job is to say, what is the problem? How can I assist y'all? How can I give you some communication techniques, some conflict resolution techniques? Tell me your side, but give me the truth. Give me both perspectives. Don't just tell me your side, especially if you my friend and I know you. I'm going to like, sis, tell me how it actually went down. Don't lie to me. What did you say after he said that? Or what did you say to make him say that? See, y'all don't dig enough sometimes. Y'all just say, oh, he said what, girl? Oh, that's crazy. Man, she said what? Man, that's what I don't deal with these chicks. Y'all stop. Ask your friend. Tell me the truth. What led up to that conversation? And did you do anything? Because they ain't telling y'all the truth.
Right.
And so you getting one side of the thing, and your friend really just came over there so you can support them doing something they want to do anyway. If they want to leave, they're going to only tell you a certain side of the story so they get your support to do what they want to do. Y'all don't be that friend and say, no. Y'all need to work that out. Y'all need to work on that.
And what I'm hearing too, Tara, from you have to have friends that's going to hold you accountable.
Right.
You're going to have to have accountability within your friendships, because if you don't, it is going to be one-sided.
Always.
If you don't have that accountability, and I'm telling my homeboys, this is what's going on, I need to be comfortable enough. I need to have enough faith in my friends that they can tell me, they can check me,
right,
and say, Jason, no, dog, you wrong. You need to change X, Y, and Z. Absolutely, you should not have done whatever you did.
Right.
And if you can't handle that in a friendship, if you can't have someone in your life where you can receive that, that criticism, constructive criticism from,
that's not truly your friend.
No,
like
it's not.
How am I your friend and I sit here with you in these lies, supporting you in these lies?
Yeah.
Like, there are times when me and you have a disagreement. I don't even tell my friends direct. No, I'm wrong. And I know they're gonna ask. I know they're gonna be like, so he just said that with no provocation, Tar. He just, you sure? And I'd be like, okay, so maybe I did say, and they're like, Tar, like, what you want me to do with that? Yeah. So there are certain times I'm like, I ain't telling nobody. I'm just gonna tell Jesus, because I don't feel like them telling me that I was wrong. I don't feel like them telling me that I could have handled that better, because it is true. I just don't want to say that all the time. But I think a lot of people, they have their their spouse in a bad light. That's what I don't like. They'll go to their friends or family members, Jay, and complain about their spouse to these people.
Mm-hmm.
Put them in a bad light. Not only putting themselves in a good light,
Mm-mm.
but they put their spouse in the bad light, and knowing that they're not telling the full truth about what's going on in that household.
Yeah.
But when I call my siblings, when I call my friends, when I call my parents, yeah, this what they doing to me. This what they saying to me. You didn't tell them that you bleached all their clothes in the tub. You didn't tell them that you cursed them out that morning. They don't tell the whole story, Jay.
Yeah.
And so even when it comes to family members, when people come to you complaining about their spouse, say, hey, hold on now. You about to leave this person? Because if you're going to stay with them, don't come telling me all this negative mess you about to say and all this slandering of their character, knowing you ain't going to leave. Because now I'm going to feel some type of way about them and you over there smiling, holding their hand.
Yeah.
And especially if they know that you came over here and told me all this mess. Now they're embarrassed because you telling all of their faults, but you ain't telling none of yours.
Yep.
They had seen it plenty of times. I don't let people do that. I'm like, now, if you stand with them, don't tell me all this stuff that they did wrong.
Right.
Don't paint them to be the villain and you know you're going to stay over there. Now you on your way out the door, then fine. They terrible. We all agree. Okay, whatever. But if you know you're going to stay with them, and you told me all this stuff. Now I'm looking at him crazy across the kitchen table. I'm looking like, oh, that dirty dog did her wrong. And you over there cuddled up. Now who look crazy? Mm-hmm. I will not. I'm telling y'all, don't let the people do it to you. Don't be nobody's vent partner over their spouse. Don't even let them do it to you because they're going to stay with them. And now you and their spouse are at odds. And trust me, they telling their spouse that you said.
Right.
Like Jason said, they over there telling their spouse, well, Nikki said I should leave you. She said what you did to me was foul. And now her husband mad at you, Nikki. And Nikki, you just sitting over there like, what? I didn't even start the conversation. That girl came and told me all this stuff about you.
Right. Nikki ain't invited to the cookout no more.
No, she can't come over the house no more. And Nikki like, why I can't come up? Nikki, it's just that he just uncomfortable about you because of some things you said. And he feel like you judge him every time that he see you. He feel you judge about the stuff you told me.
Right.
Y'all don't let these folks get you caught up in their marital spats. When they come to you, say, listen, pray about it. Let me pray with you on that. Let's connect on that because the devil really don't like marriages and they really trying to come against your marriage. Let's pray about that. And then God will tell you what you need to do. Mm-hmm. Put it back on them. Say, I'm sure God would tell you what you need to do. Y'all need to see a marital counselor. Y'all need to see somebody who is neutral.
Right.
But don't you give a lot of opinions on somebody's spouse. I'm trying to help y'all.
Okay, hold on. I would say, yeah. So can we pull up Carly's question? Because I think it scrolled up to the top.
Okay.
Where did Carly had a question about, there we go. All right, so the problem is that some friends don't tell you anything until they're ready to leave. How can I be a friend when they're pretending everything is okay? Mm-hmm. You know, one thing, and that is such a true statement. One thing that Tara and I, we've done a good job as far as being around friends. Yeah. Because if you are a phone friend or a text friend, you're really not a friend. I don't know what's going on. I only either what I hear or what I read. But it says a lot when you are around people. Oh, yeah. And even though it used to irritate me that I would come home and Tara have all these folk in my house and all these friends, but you start to learn people and people start to learn us. Yeah. And people start to learn, you know, how we interact, how we act with each other. And to your point, what you said earlier, people then start to say, I'm learning something from that. I'm learning something from the way you all communicate. I see that you all had a disagreement on something, but I also saw 3 minutes later that you all made up or you all, you know, it didn't get too far. You didn't hit below the belt. You learn how to communicate with each other. So I think it's so important that you have people around you and you're around other people as well, especially if you call them friends. Right. And if I know you're married, I'm always going to ask you about your marriage. I ask my friends, how are you and so-and-so? Y'all good? Y'all been great? Because I spend time with my friends, I know when their husband gone too much. Right. I'm like, hey, your boy catching a lot of flights. Y'all good? That's not me being messy. It's just, hey, you need to catch some of them flights with them. Mm-hmm. I need you to see on them some of them planes
because they gone a lot. They're doing a lot of traveling. If you need me to help watch your kids or pick them up, or y'all need something going on, get on them planes with them. If
And
they
that's true
travel,
friendship.
yeah, if
That
they
is true
travel for
friendship.
work,
Yeah.
because if I know something, especially as marriage counselors, and I'm discerning something, I'm praying about your marriage, but then I'm like, God, how do I tell them what I'm seeing? Because I see a disconnect in the marriage. I see a potential for disconnect. I see what the enemy is doing. So I'm going to come over there and say, hey, friend, I love you. And you need to connect with your spouse. I don't see y'all going on any trips together. I see y'all getting really involved in your kids, really involved in your work, but you got to plant in every field of your life, y'all, because marriage is a responsibility. Okay. When y'all take on these titles, I really not need y'all to say, God, I don't want you to say, God, I just want to be married. Say, God, I want the responsibility of marriage. That would make it a little bit more real to you. When any title you have is a responsibility. Mm-hmm. So when you are married, you are responsible towards your spouse. And you have to kind of be watching for a disconnect. You have to watch for the way the devil trying to sift them. You have to watch for those things. And if you can't always see it, you better have a village around you that is also going to watch for it and say, hey, baby, how's so-and-so? I hadn't seen them in a minute. I know y'all feel some type of way when the family say that, but that is them trying to find a good way of saying where your spouse at.
Right.
They're going to be outside. Y'all going to end up divorced. Don't get offended. These people that are using the voice of the Lord to talk to you before y'all got the divorce. You don't want to tell anybody about what's going on in your marriage, but then when y'all get divorced, everybody in it. Mm-hmm. Everybody is in your business now because, y'all was happy and then y'all just got a divorce. No, what happened? We could have helped y'all with that. If you don't have friends to help you, the marriage is going to dissolve and then you embarrassed when you in a divorce.
Yep.
I'd rather get the help. So we had a couple of things. JMO8705 says, how would you approach submitting to a husband who has not yet rededicated his life to Christ? He knows the Lord, but has not fully surrendered. JMO, that is very hard because the Bible tells wives, submit to your husbands as the husbands submit to the Lord. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to say it for all the people in the back again. The Bible said, wives, submit to your husbands, even as your husbands submit to the Lord. So if I run that back and my husband ain't submitted to the Lord, he has caused his own rebellion in his home. Men, when you rebel against the Lord and you don't follow him and you don't think you need to follow him, know that you're already planting seeds of rebellion in your home. So when your wife is not listening to you and rebelling against you, and so are your children, it is the harvest of the seeds in which you rebelled against the voice of the Lord. So if you want to show your wife how easy it is to submit to you, and that should be an easy thing, show her by easily submitting to the Lord. Submit to his word, submit to his voice. Let her see you talking to the Lord and getting advisement from him. Because if it's easy for her to do it to a human, it should be easy for you to do it to the Creator. And that's what I'm going to say about that. But it is hard.
Yeah.
It is hard because there are some things that he is not doing. And there are some decisions he's making that are ungodly because he is not talking to the Lord every day, J-Mo. And that is difficult. That's when you're going to have to tell him, sweetheart, I'm to submit to you as you submit to the Lord. If you are not submitting to the Lord, I am not going off the cliff with you. No, sir. No, sir. Because I am responsible for my soul. You are just one title of many. My first title is daughter of God. And if the Lord tells me to do something and then you have me doing the exact opposite, you are not my God. You are my husband, but you are not my God. You are not my father. If you were listening to him, we'd be on the same page. But since you don't listen to him, you don't connect with him, you don't submit to him, sir, I'm not going to lose my soul. Some people have lost their souls in the wrong marriage. This is why I'm trying to tell y'all, please, single folks, please listen to me. Get a relationship with the Lord first. Get accountability and connection with good, godly people. Then it ain't hard in your marriage. I promise you. We have had challenges, but I ain't going to say my marriage is hard. Right. No. It's not hard because we both submit to the Lord.
Yep.
And we both submit. There are times when if I think Jay ain't making the right decision, I say, well, is that something you prayed about? Is this you or God, babe? I'm just trying to make sure. Did you pray about that decision? Is that a God-led thing you saying right now? Or is this a Jason Boddie thing?
Right.
And see, I know he don't want to be wrong and lie and say it's a God thing when it's a him thing. So I know Jay gonna go run it back and talk to God first before he come back and say, no, Tara, this is what I've decided. But he ain't gonna want to be wrong and just say, I'm doing this without the leading of the Lord, because he know it's not gonna go well. It's not gonna go well. So I hope we answered that.
Is there another one but right below it?
I want to make sure we're getting them all.
Yeah.
Y'all good. Y'all asking
Yep.
some good stuff tonight.
I always tell my friends, don't tell me nothing about their relationship.
Say it, Ashley.
Because people will dump their problems on you and be right back with them.
Yes, they will, Ashley.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it. I'm like, I got a marriage counselor. I don't want to be a marriage counselor. And I see Ron said it. He said, I let a whole homeboy go because I felt like
A
a one-sided marriage counselor. Y'all, these people don't want to go to counselor. They want to use you because you ain't going to charge them. Y'all better charge them. Amen. I get you certified. But y'all better charge these folks. And here's the thing, y'all. I don't do marriage counseling for my friends. No. I will pray for you. But if I see there is a continuous issue, I say, because I love both y'all, I'm not about to get this deep into too much of this. I will send them. I have other people that I refer my friends to, my family members to. I'm like, because I don't want to hear they did you that bad, baby. I really don't want to hear that because I gotta still eat with them Thanksgiving because I know you ain't leaving them. So don't tell me they outside on you like this because I'm gonna take it personal. I'm like, you did all that to my sister, my cousin, my friend. I can't. I tell them, y'all, I'm not able to separate the two. So don't tell me all that stuff that you know you gonna forgive and y'all gonna be together. No, y'all. Some of y'all, I'm telling you to save your friendship. It's best that you do not know sometimes all of this stuff if you know it's a continuous issue. Some of this stuff you say, I hear what you're saying. I really do think y'all need marriage counseling. Let me give you a referral because I love y'all and I want this to stay together. And I'm praying for both of y'all. So you don't want to be their venting partner when they're trying to slander and gossip against their spouse. No. And like I said, they're not telling you the whole story. They're not telling you all that stuff they did to them because trust me, they did some stuff too. What you got right there?
So I am
London Nicole. That's so good to have that support. It's been hard to find couple friends who are married or even people who support my marriage. That is gonna be, believe it or not, Londa, there are married people out here. I promise you, it's like we hiding. It's a lot of happily married people, y'all. I kid you not. It's not that we have perfect marriages, but there are a lot of couples that are actually getting along well. And let me tell y'all, come for the marriage conference. I'm gonna throw that out there. Yeah. Y'all, I know even down here in Orlando in my circle, how many married couples that are coming to this conference in September, y'all. Y'all need to come because there is a large group of Christian married couples that do get along, that support one another, that y'all, they've been married 15, 20 years. I know probably in your immediate circle and in your family, you're saying, I don't see any happily married couples with y'all, but they are out here. Now, some of them, they ain't out here advertising zoom, because they ain't trying to like really like pull everybody into their marriage and cause problems. But I promise you, there are happily married couples that get along just fine. And they are like just good people. We've been around married couples like for so long.
Some phenomenal married couples. And
the majority of my friends are married. I'm being very honest with y'all.
But we also have single friends as well.
We have several. We do.
So
but I like all the types because I've had friends that got married after hanging with me and Jay. Like they didn't even really want to be married until because they're like, all I've seen is trash. They hang with me and Jay and they said, you know what? Now I like this. If my marriage is like this, I can do that.
Right.
And then they start listening to us and we start developing them. And then later on they get engaged and they get married. Like it's something about y'all hanging around a certain group. You start to pick up on certain characteristics and pick up on certain wisdom. And then you start actually acting like that in your life. And then you end up where they are. It's just like when they say hang around people with money, you're going to have money eventually. Because of the habits you pick up with them. You see how they are working, how they have a great work ethic, how they are saving, how they're investing, and you learn. Some of you around people that are not investing in the marriage sector. You don't see them doing the things that married couples do. There is a way that you have to be in a marriage, very graceful, very forgiving, very loving.
Fruits of the Spirit.
Fruits of the Spirit. But I got to practice that in a friendship.
Yes.
Going back to what we said.
Yep.
Y'all, some of y'all need to actually go develop some friendships because you struggle with grace, forgiveness. You struggle. You judging everybody. If you judging people in friendships, you're gonna judge your spouse when you get married. You cannot have a judgmental spirit and be in long-term relationships. You have to understand that everybody is imperfect, everybody is flawed, and I'm going to have to see the benefit of this person and then have grace for their flaws and be able to walk them through those flaws. But a lot of people that can't navigate that, Jay, they just want to be by themselves.
Right. Shout out to
Delary, thank you.
Delary.
Delary,
Yeah.
thank you for the donation.
Delary.
Y'all know we ain't on here beggars. I done said it. We ain't no beggars. But if the Lord leads you to bless this channel, we just appreciate it. We're going to be here all the time regardless. But when you all bless us, it really does let us know that you're receiving something. So we thank you for that. Let's see. Oh yeah. Ron is still newlywed, y'all. He's still on here. He newlywed. Y'all tell him congratulations. I thank you, Latanya. We really appreciate you all giving us the feedback, because we have things to talk about because of what we're hearing from couples. But y'all, I have heard couples that said they wish there were people that would have came and spoke up when they were going through their divorce. When their spouse was divorcing them, there was no one to speak on their behalf to their spouse and say, hey, don't do that. That person is good for you. Y'all got a good thing going. Don't break up. They had no one to speak on their behalf. Them and their spouse's friends were so separate that the friends was fine with them divorcing them. They were like, oh yeah, get rid of them. Y'all.
If your friend, if you say I'm getting divorced and your friend be like, bet, when you want me to plan a divorce party?
Oh,
that ain't your friend. That's not a friend. That's not a friend.
That is not a friend. A divorce is a loss that should be grieved and mourned. Y'all throwing divorce parties, the Lord go get you. Never mind. I'm just saying that is a covenant. You do not celebrate that. You need to be in ashes and sackcloth if you go through a divorce. Like, yes, you need to go to counseling. Some y'all crazy. You go through a marriage, that is a loss. You go get you some counseling so you can get some healing, and then hopefully God will bless you. But some of y'all celebrating and jumping to the next marriage.
Right. That part. That's the part I don't understand. Yeah.
The breaking of a marital covenant is grievous. Y'all out here celebrating. I see people, Jay, with it on the back of their car. Happily divorced. What kind of psycho? Whenever I see it, I just want to take a rock. Just I'm sorry. I said I wanted to. I didn't say I would. But I just be like, I bet you was a piece of work to be married to. You on here celebrating being divorced from them. And I'm not saying people not, happy sometimes when they're dealing with somebody abusive, but you out here celebrating. No, you need to be at the feet of God, saying, Lord, heal me from that terrible situation I just got out of.
I want to hit this one real quick because I know we're coming up on time. Mahogany just put in.
Okay.
It's hard when all the friends you have are married or single, are not aligned with you anymore. Once I got married and took my walk with Jesus serious, my friends started dropping by the wayside. Mahogany, that was a prayer that I used to pray all the time. Lord, if this person is not meant to be in my life, that's a hard prayer. That is a very hard prayer. I encourage you to pray it, but be prepared for the fallout from that prayer, because God will remove those that are not meant to be in your life.
And London, we will talk about that. Actually, I don't mind, because I feel like this is a 2-part conversation. We can talk about that next week, because as you walk with Christ, whether married or not, you're going to lose the people. Had I known, though, y'all, after the fact that the people had to be removed because God had to make room for new people. Because sometimes when we're so attached to people, we don't make room for new ones to get close to us, because y'all in these besties, Lord have mercy. I don't do the bestie. I don't, this my best friend at this, you best at that, you best at this. I'm going, and I'm probably going to bring one of my friends if Jay don't want to come back and talk about it. Because he trying to tell me I need to bring one of my friends to talk about this other topic. But we are going to talk about the loss of friends when you get saved. The loss of friends when you get married, because now you're in a covenant. Y'all, it happens, but you grieve it, right? You're going to have to grieve it because it's the loss. If you grieve properly out of it, you can get healed from it and you can move on, because God is going to bring the people that fit this season of your life. I hate losing people, y'all, because I just don't. But I also understand that as my life has phased to different phases, different people were able to walk with me while the others couldn't. Y'all, sometimes these people can't walk with y'all. They don't even understand what you're talking about, especially when you start getting close to Jesus. What you're talking about is Greek to them. They don't understand what you're talking about. So, y'all, it's grievous, but we can work on it. What we got? Oh, so much. I promise. Hold on. I promise if I had found y'all 13 years ago,
ago.
I may still be married.
That's
Amen,
right.
Latanya.
Love
You
to-
know,
yeah.
and I pray that as you repent of things that you feel like you could have done better, just take it to the Lord. I have a lot of women, especially after reading my book, told me after they read it, because the book, we know marriage is a beautiful thing, but I wish I would have known. It was the stuff I did not know before getting married. I thank God that he taught me while in the marriage, through mentors, through marriage groups, through books. And I got better before my marriage would have ended too, right? Because of the lack of things I did not know how to do as a wife, you know, and things Jay didn't know. And we just put that in there. And I'm just going to go ahead and sneak peek and tell y'all, me and Jay are writing a book together that will be coming out in the next 2 months that we have wrote together. But repent is what I'm going to say. You go to God and say, God, I did not know. I did not know these things. And God, please, if you give me another chance to be responsible for another husband, to connect with him and have that title again, I would do better. And I pray God brings you the next one and you can apply these things. Don't hold yourself to that guilt. You did not know.
Right.
And now you have wisdom. Go with that. I pray that once I got married so that they understand. Yes. Can we please make the next topic? Yes. Yeah.
We sure will.
Oh yeah, yes, Shanice. There are people
Yeah.
who have lost their spouse because they married people when they both were unsaved, and then when they got saved, their spouse did not want to go on that journey, and they left them. It wasn't even that the saved one left; it's the other one left because it was no longer fun. You know, they weren't walking in sin. Yes, ma'am. That's why it's been hard to find the support. They were never for our marriages in the beginning. This is so refreshing. Thank you, Londa. It's just the truth. Okay. Some people have more fun with you being single. They prefer you out there with them. Yes. Okay. Yes, Janelle, you're gonna have to rewatch. But I don't know.
But yeah, as we are closing up, because I know we are a little bit over time, which is fine. But definitely want to run the promo real quick for the marriage conference that's happening.
Y'all better
September.
get in this marriage conference. Single or married, y'all better get down here September. Y'all gonna miss seminar. Something. We want to bring you in the room. So we need you to pray about your funds, whatever you got to do. And I need y'all to get in the room in September. Y'all roll the video. All right. Yes. So we hope to see you all. It's going to be amazing. I'm telling you. And those who are at the conference are going to get that first copy of that new book that Jay and I are writing. Like we are in the publishing phase right now. It's happening. And so we can't wait because that was a heart project between the two of us, giving both of our experience, male and female. Is kind of like a conversation happening between a husband and a wife about the marriage experience. So we definitely know you guys are going to enjoy it. It has so many techniques in there and prayers in there. Nuggets. Y'all, every chapter is full, is meat. So this book, y'all, the first one hearing about it, is going to be given out first at that conference. So thank you so much. Londa was like, yeah, Londa, I'm sorry to tell you, there is especially for males and females, some of y'all, they need y'all to stay single because they needed you to hang out with them. So you're getting married just ruined all the fun. And I need y'all to just know it. It's okay. It's okay. But God wanted you to be married. And thank you, Ashley. Ashley says she's learning so much in this single season. I have a whole different outlook on marriage, following God in therapy. Well, amen, Ashley.
Love to hear that.
If just Ashley got some, it was worth all this time and all this talking. Amen. Because Ashley said, I got some if the rest of y'all didn't. So, but we know that you all are definitely gaining. This is our ministry. It's what God told us to do. Go on there and tell y'all business to help these people. Yes, Shanice, tell them, don't hit the like button. I love y'all, but y'all don't always be sharing and liking. Y'all just be like, that was so good. That was life-changing. I'm going to keep it to myself.
Like, share, subscribe.
Y'all,
like, share, subscribe.
Do not
please.
Keep it to yourself. If you believe that this channel has helped you, please share it with the other people out here. We're trying to change these folks in the way they view marriage and dating. So please share it. Share it on your pages. Share it on your platforms so that others can get the help too, all right?
Yep.
Right. Anything else, Jay?
I think that's it.
If you need counseling, please go.
I forgot this time.
And y'all, we do have a new website link, but it's godandtherapycounseling.com, because as you know, Jason joined the counseling team. It used to be just Tyra Boddie, but Jason got certified in marriage counseling and coaching. So it's godandtherapycounseling.com. You can still go through tyrabody.com too. But you can reach both of us to get counseling now, y'all. You know, we here for you. So go to the website and get it. All right. What Janelle said, I try to lead the horses to water. Janelle, all you do is drop it out there and say, look at this. And the Lord gonna have at least one of them to look at it. And if you can say one, hallelujah, you have done your job.
There
all right.
Go.
Okay, Jay. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
My friend. Thank you, friend.
Thank you, friend. So silly.
Y'all take care.
All right, y'all have a good night.
Bye-bye.